Spiritually fit so that you can always find it in yourself, to go deep. Mentally fit so that you're listening to blend.
You're listening to Blend, yeah, on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station. And God knows where. This is Blend episode 4, and I'm your host. As always, my name is Lázougi, and I welcome you to another episode of Blend here on Lightsoutclass. Today, as always, on this episode of Blend, we'll be having our topic of conversation, in which we'll be analyzing a topic that I have for us. Moreover, we won't be doing much analysis today, but more of a comparison, and I'll be getting into what we'll be comparing in a couple of seconds. But either way, on Blend, in case you're just joining us for the first time, we tend to come together to listen to electronic music. And also to have conversations bordering around topical issues happening in our society. We come together to analyze these issues, to break them down, to see how we can get to the nitty-gritty of these issues and learn one or two things from these issues that we have conversations about, in order for us to be able to navigate ourselves better in this society of ours. So I welcome you once again to this episode of Blend. This is episode 4, and I will invite you to be part of our conversations by making use of the chat box, by making use of the live chat box right here on your YouTube application. Okay, so joining in this conversation of ours, like I said, it's going to be more of a comparison between two entities. Yeah. Our topic of conversation on this episode of Blend is titled Blank Cheques. Blank Cheques, and of course you also know that we've got music, plenty of electronic music for us to listen to and to have a wonderful ride on here on this episode of Blend. And as always, here on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station in God knows where. The song that you listened to before the start of this broadcast, before I came on live right now as I'm talking to you, I call the song Kiss the Fly. Yeah. So you just relax, okay? You just sit back, because you know we got more talk, more music, and more conversation right here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. Everybody wants a blank check. Everybody likes a blank check. I'm sure you do too, right? You just wish somebody would just drop one in your laps, just hand one to you, a blank check, and a very serious person at that, okay? Not just some gimmick, someone highly placed, influential, rich, wealthy, has a lot of cash, just walks up to you and gives you a blank check and just says, have your take at it. It's a scenario we may or may have not have imagined ourselves in. And I know that a lot of you listening to me right now would like to find yourself in such a scenario where you're just handed a blank check and you're just told to, have a go at it, okay? What will be your reactions? What are your reactions? Think about it. Just put yourself in that state of mind and imagine for a bit if you were given a blank check. Like, what would be your reactions, your first reaction, or your demeanor at that point? What thoughts would be running through your mind? A blank check isn't something you come across every day. Most people in our lifetimes will never have such an encounter with having one offered to us. However, I know many of us who want to do the offering, okay? We won't just want one offered to us. We want to be the one doing the offering and giving it out to someone with good intentions, of course. There's certain qualities of a blank check, whether you're the one giving the offering or you're the one on the receiving end, okay? There are certain qualities of a blank check that can also be attributed to the alpha male. Yeah. Certain qualities about a blank check or of a blank check, certain qualities of a blank check that when you look at a blank check closely and you highlight these qualities, you will find these qualities as well in an alpha male. And I'm sitting here wondering, how is it possible for us to have these qualities shared between these two not so related entities, okay, you might say? But are they really unrelated? Is a blank check as unrelated as you think to an alpha male? We're going to be taking a look at these qualities on this episode of Blend here on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station in God knows where. We'll be pointing out these qualities. I have about 5 of them, okay, that I'll be sharing with you. That's why I said this episode of Blend is more of a comparison, a comparison of 2 items on our list, okay? We're looking at blank checks and comparing them to alpha males, and along the way we would see they share some qualities, and these qualities that make the blank check so attractive and coveted, that also makes the alpha male so attractive and coveted as well. And if you have your doubts about the alpha male, beta male dichotomy, these qualities, when incorporated in your being, in your personality, can also make you a very interesting man, okay? As we go into these qualities, as we point them out, you would see why these qualities are very, very, very well established as attractive points in an alpha male and in a man who just wants to be a better man for himself. So let's get into these 5 qualities, okay? Number one, a blank check is quiet about its source of confidence. It does not openly disclose the depth of its wealth, neither does it offer such information. Okay, a blank check does not disclose the source of its confidence. When you're handed a blank check, it is never written on it the depth of the wealth of the person who is presenting a blank check to you. And even you who is doing the presentation as well would not think of writing at the back of the blank check or on any side of the blank check your total net worth. Okay, you would just be handing a blank check. So the source of your confidence in handling that blank check, the source of your confidence is never revealed on the blank check. It is not written anywhere on the blank check, and such information is never disclosed. So is with the alpha. So is with the alpha male. Never does he disclose the source of his confidence or offer such information, just like a blank check. So that is the first quality we'll be looking at, and we'll be moving on to the second one. It is intimidating. It makes you reassess your worth. A blank check is intimidating, right? A blank check is intimidating because you're given an opportunity to take as you please. However, it makes you stop for a bit to really ask yourself, how much am I really worth? Like, okay, I have the opportunity to take 500k, that's $500,000, and I also have the opportunity in this blank check to take $10 million. Okay, so that is kind of intimidating because you have to reassess yourself. Am I worth the 10 million? But I don't want to seem greedy, and I just take the 500,000, or do I just be modest about it, take the 500,000, and wish later on that taking about 2 million from this person who is, giving me the blank check? So it is intimidating in such a way that it gives you that window into your own self-worth. It makes you take a closer look at your own self-worth and reassess your worth in order for you to make a decision as to how to proceed with the withdrawal, or with taking whatever it is you really want to take from the blank check. And that is also a quality you would find in the alpha male. Is intimidating in many ways, and also does not disclose the source of his confidence. So a lot of people will find such a person intimidating. And as many of us know, that it is not just an ordinary person that can be on such a pedestal. There's a lot of qualities also internal and external qualities that would have contributed to making such a person an alpha male. And we won't be getting into that because this episode of Blend already assumes that you should know what an alpha male is and what makes such a man an alpha male. And there are plenty of resources that will go deeply into that, and that is not something that we can cover in a 1 hour broadcast here on Blend. Okay, so you get what I mean. I don't even think I would devote any episode to doing that, to be very, very honest. Okay, so whether it's for his wealth of knowledge or for his height or wealth or extremely good looks or a combination of 3 or more of these qualities, a lot of men will find such a man intimidating, of course, if we really admit this to ourselves. Someone who is very tall, 6 feet 5, 6 feet 6, extremely good looking, which is not the average person, has a wealth of experience in different fields. A lot of people, a lot of men and women definitely will find such a person intimidating, and will, if not in a well-centered place where there is enormous self-esteem, people can tend to reassess themselves in the presence of such a man. Okay, you understand? So if you as an individual do not have your own high level of self-esteem, you will definitely want to reassess your own self. Okay, you want to reassess your worth. You want to ask yourself in the presence of an extremely rich man, am I not doing enough? Am I not looking good enough? Why is he getting all the attention? So you get what I mean. So these qualities, or this quality, 1 and 2, these qualities that we find in a blank check can also be found in an alpha male. So the number 2, it is intimidating. It makes one reassess his or her self-worth. So moving on to number 3. You would expect this one to be very obvious and a quality that should be straightforward, and yet a lot of people will delude themselves into thinking that the opposite is the case. And what I mean is a blank check. You can't cash a blank check in and hold on to it at the same time, can you? You can't cash a blank check in and hold on to it. However, a lot of us, we wish that we can do that. We want a second chance at the blank check. That is why I say it is intimidating. It makes you reassess your worth. Okay, so let's say you cash the blank check in for let's say 2 million. Okay, so it's a blank check. You presented a blank check or you received a blank check. Okay, either way, 2 million. Okay, so you cash the 2 million, but some part of you still wants to hold on to the blank check so that maybe you can use it at a later date, or want to extend your cash out. Okay, you want to extend it to maybe 5 million, and over time you start to reassess your previous cash out and say, I should have taken 50 million. Okay, I was just given this opportunity to take what I want, and I took 2 million, which may or not be my worth depending on what I think, or what I perceive myself to be at the time. You understand? Okay, so same thing with the alpha male is you can cash in the alpha male and hold on to him at the same time. You get what I'm saying? A lot of women think that, yeah, this goes out to women. Yeah, it's definitely directed at women. You want to cash out the alpha male, have a chance at having a go at him, and still want to keep him. You want to cash out the blank check and hold on to the blank check at the same time. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. Okay, so I've covered three qualities in a blank check that you can also find in an alpha male. So the first one, let's just go over it before we go for this music break. The first one, it is quiet about a source of confidence. The second one, it is intimidating, makes you reassess your worth. And the third one, you can cash out the blank check or the alpha male and hold on to it. It just goes against logic, but you know as I say, you can't delete yourself. So let us go for this music break. I call this song Oatmeal. When we come back from this one, we'll be covering the next two items on my list, okay, of qualities that you can find in a blank check and also find in an alpha male. You see, two very unrelated but very also related entities. My name is Lázougi and you're listening to Blend here on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station in God knows where. Yeah, welcome back from that music break. You're listening to Blend here on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station in goodness. You're gonna have to bear with me, okay? As in, there's nothing I can do about that. Like you can call it whip jeans. Like, yeah. Before the music break, we were talking about qualities that you can find in a blank check that you can also find in an alpha mirror or in the alpha mirror. And we've already highlighted 3 of those qualities, and we went for 2 music breaks after highlighting those qualities. So the first song that we listened to, I called that song Oatmeal, and the follow-up to that was called Big Ben. Okay, so I call that Big Ben. Okay, so we have 5 qualities on our list that we will be looking into today, and I also invite you to be part of this conversation, to share your own opinions and your own ideas, your own observations as well. If you have come up with qualities of your own, I would encourage you to be part of this conversation here on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station, by making use of a live chat box right here on your YouTube application. Okay, so let's move on to the 2 qualities that I have here on my list. So number 4, it is a source of personal validation. Okay, so remember we're talking about blank checks. that is the title of our conversation. Uh, the topic of our conversation. Okay, so looking at blank checks. So, you being the recipient of a blank check, it is a source of personal validation. It makes you feel worthy. It is also a source of personal pride. Okay, so because it is not something that you come across every day, it is not something that just anybody can, be a recipient. Or also we give out a blank check. Okay, so it takes a certain level of grace to be on both ends. Okay, you receiving a blank check, you being the one on the receiving end of a blank check, will also feel a sense of personal validation. Okay, a sense of pride. Um, you feel worthy of having it. Okay, of having this opportunity, this resource, this perhaps unlimited resource in your hand that intimidates you, that you can cash out and hold on to, but also does not reveal to you the source of its wealth, hence the mystery around this item that we call a blank check. So it is a source of personal validation. So as well, having the alpha male is also a source of personal validation for a lot of women, and they go through lengths to secure such a man. It is well documented all over the internet, so don't come at me and ask me where did I get that from. Okay, unless we want to kid ourselves, and definitely we are beyond kidding ourselves on this show. Okay, here on Lightsoutclass, we have fun, definitely do a lot of fun stuff together, listening to good fun music, have a lot of fun conversations, but we definitely do not kid ourselves. So that is should I say, a plus for us. Okay, um, yeah, so that is number 4, and quickly let me move on to number 5, and this is the final item on this list. Okay, excuse me. This is the final item on this list. So it arouses mixed feelings. A blank check arouses mixed feelings. Do you know that at some point, let's say you were given this blank check at some point, let's say after some couple of days, and in some cases, for some people, it can be like even minutes or even seconds, some part of you will ask, like, who does it think he is? Like, to even give me a blank check? Like, yeah, believe it or not, such a thought will definitely cross your mind at some point. Like, who does he even think he is, or who does she think she is to be giving me a blank check? Okay, so who does she think, or who does he think is to be giving me a blank check? So we are not looking at the personality or the person now, or the gender or whatever of, because I know a lot of people who want to quickly attack that angle. Okay, we are not looking at that. We are looking at the blank check itself, qualities of the blank check, and not the person or the giver or the receiver of the blank check, of whatever gender, religion, race, or whatever. Okay, so we're looking at blank check itself. It arouses mixed feelings. It arouses mixed feelings, and so does the alpha male. Okay, and this is something that separates such a man from other men who do not arouse mixed feelings. Even as you receive a blank check, even as that thought crosses through your mind, you also feel worth it. So it's like a blend of feelings, a mixture of feelings. On one hand, you feel validated, but at some point you would start to think, you start to feel slightly insulted. Yes, that is why I say it is intimidating. You start to feel slightly insulted by the presence of that blank check in your hand, or by the presence of the alpha male. So these are my 5 qualities, okay, that you can find in a blank check, and you can also find in the alpha male. And these qualities as a whole, and I'm very, 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 I make emphasis on that as a whole, because you may say, okay, what if I see someone who is intimidating and is loud about his or her, or is loud about the source of his confidence? Okay, what if I find a man that's very intimidating, but rather than being quiet about his source of confidence, is extremely loud and very, very, very flashy? You see that quality cannot be found in a blank check. That quality is not the quality of a blank check, and such a man is likely not an alpha male. Okay, so that is why I make emphasis as a whole. These 5 qualities all work hand in hand. So you find all of these 5 qualities in both a blank check and in an alpha male. And you may also have questions that you would like me to go into. I would also want you to share those questions as well. Opinions, questions, your suggestions, your observations. I would like those to be shared via the live chat box and also via the comment section. If you're listening to us via the archives, okay. You might ask yourself, like, how can someone be intimidating and quiet at the same time? How can a man be intimidating and quiet at the same time? Well, I just told you, a blank check is intimidating and it's quiet. It's quiet. That is why I told you. It arouses mixed feelings. Okay, so we'll be going to another music break right here on Blend, on your number 1 electronic music station in God knows where. We'll come back from this music break. We'll be wrapping up for this episode of Blend. Okay, this song is called Terminal 2. Have fun with this one, okay? Excite yourself with this one. Okay, and think about all that I've talked about, all that I've shared with you, and also think about all that you have to share. Yeah, on Lightsoutclass.
listening to your number one electronic music station. Yeah, in God's way. Spiritually fit so that you can always find it in yourself, to go deep. Mentally fit so that you're listening to blend.
Welcome back from that music break. You're listening to Blend here on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station, and God knows where. So we've taken a look at the 5 qualities that we can find. Whoa. So, oh come on, like really? Okay, I'll take note of that. So we have taken a look at the 5 qualities that we can find in a blank check that can also be found, or that can also be attributed to the alpha male. Not just attributed, but really, really be found in the alpha male. So they both share the same qualities. Okay, a blank check and an alpha male. So you see, they are both extensions of themselves. So that is all we have to talk about on this episode of Blend. Okay, it has been a fantastic ride. The past 1 hour has been fun for me. Okay, I hope it has been enlightening and also fun for you as well. I hope you've learned a thing or two, something that you can take home with you to really make yourself a better man, and also to enrich your personality. Okay, so these qualities are qualities that I would encourage us to really, really imbibe in ourselves. Okay, and of our own wills, of course, of your own will and of your own decision, after you have really thought about the benefits and how how beneficial it is to you. So all of this and many more we'll be talking about here on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station in God knows where. Of course, there's also more, and many more, much more, plenty of music, yeah, plenty of electronic music, yeah, on Blend, yeah, on Lightsoutclass, your number one electronic music station in God knows where. My name is Lázougi. Once again, it's been a blissful time. Till next time, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, a wonderful month, and of course, a wonderful rest of the time.
You're listening to the number one electronic music station in God knows where.